A jury in Florida awarded Jack Nicklaus $50 million in his defamation lawsuit against Nicklaus Companies. This is according to a report by ESPN. Nicklaus Companies is not owned by Nicklaus, but instead billionaire Howard Milstein. In the lawsuit, Nicklaus claimed Milstein and other employees suggested he considered a deal worth $750 million to become the face of the Saudi Arabian-financed Live Golf League and told those false claims to media outlets.
A Florida jury has just hit the Nicklaus Companies with a massive $50 million verdict, all in favor of golf legend Jack Nicklaus. The decision came after Nicklaus sued his former business partners for defamation, claiming they spread damaging lies that tore at his reputation and legacy. According to the Palm Beach County jury, the Nicklaus Companies not only shared false statements about him but also pushed for those claims to be published publicly. The jury agreed that this false information had exposed Nicklaus to ridicule, hatred, mistrust, or contempt, striking directly at his decades-long image as one of golf's most respected figures. The conflict started when Nicklaus tried to regain control over the rights to his own name and his business ventures. During that legal fight, he accused the Nicklaus Companies of falsely linking him to Love Golf, the controversial Saudi-backed golf league. Reports suggested Nicklaus was eyeing a staggering $750 million deal to become a public ambassador for Love when it was first forming. But according to him, that rumor couldn't have been further from the truth. Nicklaus's legal team clarified that he did meet with Golf Saudi officials in 2021, but only to discuss designing a golf course, nothing more. It was during that meeting, his lawyer said, that he realized Golf Saudi, which later evolved into Love Golf, actually wanted him to help launch a competing league against the PGA Tour. What a twist in golf's off-the-green drama. According to court filings, Jack Nicklaus made it crystal clear that he had absolutely no interest in joining Love Golf, not for any amount of money. The documents revealed that Nicklaus turned down the rumored offer because he viewed the PGA Tour as a cornerstone of his career and legacy. The papers even stated that if the PGA Tour opposed a rival league, he refused to participate. That's loyalty at its finest. But things didn't stop there. Nicklaus also claimed that his former business partners tried to undermine him personally. He accused the Nicklaus Companies of spreading the idea that he was no longer mentally sharp enough to handle high-level business decisions. That's a serious accusation, especially against someone with a lifetime of achievements in both golf and business. Nicklaus's attorney, Eugene Stearns, didn't hold back during closing arguments. The story is a lie, Stearns declared, as reported by the Palm Beach Post. He said the executives at Nicklaus Companies wanted to create in the minds of the public the false image that Jack Nicklaus is an old guy who sold out to the Saudis. That line hit the courtroom like a thunderclap. Meanwhile, the defense fired back hard. Barry Postman, representing the Nicklaus Companies, argued that Nicklaus hadn't suffered any real harm at all. There is no evidence any business was lost, no evidence of money lost, Postman stated. His reputation is as stellar as it's always been. His life is as stellar as it's always been. There are no damages. The back and forth made for a courtroom showdown worthy of the headlines. The courtroom drama in Palm Beach County stretched over 2 intense weeks, and when it was all said and done, the jury took just about 4.5 hours to reach a verdict, and what a verdict it was. They awarded Jack Nicklaus a jaw-dropping $50 million in damages. But here's the twist. While Nicklaus walked away victorious, the jury cleared company executives Howard Milstein and Andrew O'Brien, who were personally named in the case, of any individual wrongdoing. That verdict left the courtroom buzzing. To really understand how things got to this point, you've got to go back a bit, all the way to 2007. That's when Nicklaus merged his own company, Golden Bear International, into a new business venture called Nicklaus Companies. As part of the deal, Nicklaus was paid an incredible $145 million for the rights to his name, image, and design services, basically his entire personal brand. It was a massive move for both sides, and one that shaped his business empire for years. Fast forward to 2017, Nicklaus officially retired from the company, triggering a 5-year non-compete clause that blocked him from designing golf courses or endorsing any products outside of the company's approval. It was meant to keep things fair, but it also meant Nicklaus had to sit tight for years before he could use his name again in business. Then came May 2022. Nicklaus formally resigned from the company's board, and was finally ready to take control of his own brand again. But that's when things exploded. The Nicklaus Companies hit him with a lawsuit, accusing him of tortious interference, breach of contract, and breach of fiduciary duty. They even claimed he had kept potential business deals for himself instead of passing them along to the company. The fallout from that move lit the fuse on one of the most high-profile legal battles in golf history. Earlier this year, a Manhattan judge officially threw out the Nicklaus Companies' lawsuit against Jack Nicklaus, a huge win for the golf legend. The case had accused him of breaking agreements and even hinted that he had been in talks to join Live Golf. But those claims turned out to be completely false. The court's decision marked another major moment in Nicklaus's long fight to reclaim his name and reputation. And the victories didn't stop there. In June, a Florida arbitrator delivered another powerful ruling in Nicklaus's favor, declaring that he was no longer bound by his old non-compete agreement. That means he's finally free to use his own name again for golf course design. A full-circle comeback moment for one of the most iconic figures in golf history. What a turnaround after years of legal battles and public drama. Now that Jack Nicklaus has regained full control of his name, insiders say he's already setting his sights on fresh projects that could shake up the golf world once again. Sources close to the situation claim that Nicklaus has quietly been approached by several international developers who want him to design new luxury-level golf courses under his own brand, something he hasn't been able to do in years. The buzz around this comeback is electric, especially since his designs have historically turned empty land into global golf destinations. Industry experts are calling this a new era for the Golden Bear, who seems eager to reclaim his creative freedom after being tied up in legal knots for so long. Some say this could even spark a competitive wave against the very company that once tried to keep him sidelined. It's not just a return, it's a statement that Jack Nicklaus is back and ready to leave his mark again. Behind the scenes though, the Nicklaus companies are reportedly facing serious internal tension after the multi-million-dollar court loss. Several insiders have hinted that key executives are under pressure from investors demanding answers, especially after a $50 million verdict that stunned both the business and sports worlds. Questions are swirling about how the company's leadership handled the feud with Nicklaus, and whether the brand can ever fully recover from the PR blow. Industry analysts say that rebuilding trust with clients and sponsors could take years, particularly now that the public has rallied behind Nicklaus. Many believe that the company's attempts to control his image backfired spectacularly, turning what could have been a quiet business disagreement into a full-blown legal storm. Some even speculate that major partnerships might back away until the dust settles, leaving the company scrambling to restore its once golden reputation. For fans and players alike, this entire saga has become more than a legal fight. It's a story about legacy, respect, and identity. Jack Nicklaus isn't just another retired athlete. He's a symbol of golf's golden age, someone who helped define the sport's integrity and class. Seeing him have to battle for the rights to his own name struck a nerve with fans across generations, sparking conversations about how legends are treated once their playing days are over. Those close to Nicklaus say he's been humbled but also deeply motivated by the experience. Rather than stepping back quietly, he's reportedly channeling his energy into mentoring young golfers and expanding his design philosophy around the world. The message is loud and clear. Even after years of business battles and courtroom tension, Jack Nicklaus still stands tall as a pioneer, proving that no one should ever lose ownership of their own legacy. The entire golf industry has been buzzing ever since the verdict dropped. Top players, designers, and even sponsors have been weighing in, with many expressing shock that Jack Nicklaus ever had to fight for something as personal as his own name. Some veteran golfers called the situation unbelievable, saying it highlighted just how messy the business side of sports can get when big money and big egos collide. Meanwhile, golf fans online have been flooding comment sections with support for Nicklaus, praising him for standing his ground and refusing to back down. Even rival designers have quietly admitted that this win reshapes how athletes should protect their personal brands in the future. For a man who built his image on discipline and respect, this legal victory just reminded everyone that even legends have to defend their legacy when corporate lines get crossed. Sources close to the Nicklaus companies say the mood inside the organization is tense and uncertain. Employees are reportedly walking on eggshells, worried about what comes next after such a costly and public defeat. Some insiders claim that key figures are already discussing leadership changes, hoping to repair the company's image before more details leak out. Others suggest that internal documents and communications from the trial have left serious questions about how far the company went to protect its business interests. At the same time, industry insiders say investors are watching closely and some aren't happy. Losing one of the most trusted names in golf, both literally and symbolically, has shaken confidence across the board. Even loyal partners are said to be reconsidering their contracts, wondering if the Nicklaus brand can survive without the man himself involved. It's a corporate storm that could reshape how sports legends handle their business empires moving forward. While the legal dust settles, Jack Nicklaus is already planning his next big move. People close to him say he's exploring a series of brand new golf course projects across North America, Europe, and the Middle East, designs that he can finally release under his own name again. The excitement around his return to design is sky high, with developers lining up to work with the Golden Bear now that he's officially free from old restrictions. Nicklaus is said to be laser-focused on crafting courses that reflect his true vision, challenging layouts that combine beauty, strategy, and timeless design. He's also reportedly taking a more personal role in every project, ensuring that each new course feels like a genuine extension of his philosophy on golf and life. After years of battling in courtrooms instead of fairways, this moment marks a creative rebirth for a living legend, a reminder that even when others try to write your story, you can still take the pen back. Ever since the verdict, public interest in the Jack Nicklaus story has exploded online. Social media has turned the court case into one of the most talked about sports controversies of the year. Fans have been flooding forums, sharing clips, documents, and opinions about how unfair it was that Nicklaus even had to fight for his own name. Many are calling the $50 million win not just justice for him, but a victory for every athlete who's ever been boxed in by corporate contracts. Even sports commentators are getting fired up, saying this could become a turning point in how legends manage their brands. There's talk that other high-profile athletes might start renegotiating their deals to make sure they don't face the same battle down the line. Nicklaus's win has become bigger than golf. It's a reminder that fame and legacy should never be owned by anyone but the person who earned them. Hollywood might be jumping on this story next. According to industry chatter, a major streaming platform has reportedly expressed interest in turning Jack Nicklaus's courtroom battle into a full-length documentary. Insiders say producers have already reached out to several of Nicklaus's close associates and former business partners to gather behind-the-scenes details. If this happens, it could pull back the curtain on years of hidden tension between the golf legend and his former company. Some believe the documentary could explore not just the lawsuit but the emotional side of Nicklaus's fight. The stress, the strategy, and the loyalty that fueled his determination. Fans are already speculating about who might narrate it, with a few hoping Nicklaus himself will share his perspective on camera. With sports docs dominating streaming charts lately, this story could easily become the next viral hit, especially with all the real-life drama it brings. The shockwaves from the Nicklaus verdict are being felt far beyond golf. Sports agents, brand managers, and lawyers across multiple industries are now rethinking how they structure contracts with athletes and celebrities. Legal experts say Nicklaus's case has set a clear message: personal identity, image rights, and creative control should never be handed over too easily. This case might just change the fine print for future sports icons. Reports suggest that several high-profile athletes have already asked their teams to review their contracts, wanting to ensure they retain ownership of their likeness and name. Even sponsorship brands are reportedly treading more carefully, wary of being seen as too controlling after the Nicklaus fallout. The whole situation has sparked a bigger conversation about power, loyalty, and how business deals can sometimes go too far. Nicklaus's courtroom victory didn't just free his name, it might have rewritten the rules for everyone who comes after him. Jack Nicklaus's journey from golf legend to courtroom warrior has officially come full circle, and now all eyes are on what he'll do next. With his name and legacy finally back in his own hands, insiders say he's gearing up to expand his brand in bold new ways. From global course designs to mentorship programs for rising golfers, Nicklaus seems ready to make this next chapter the most powerful one yet. The story has reminded everyone that even legends can be challenged, but true greatness always fights back. Fans across the world are rallying behind him, waiting to see how he'll use this moment to inspire the next generation. Whether you're a lifelong fan or just hearing about the case now, one thing's clear: Jack Nicklaus isn't done making history. If you've been following this unbelievable story, make sure to subscribe, like, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next big update. There's more drama, more victories, and more twists coming soon, and you'll want to be here when it all unfolds.